you. Ensuring a free and open internet is the only way that we can preserve the internet's power to connect our world and promote advancement technology to the expansion of knowledge. There should be no gatekeepers between us and the world. Freedom is the principle of the United States Constitution. Then, way back when my father started MCI, he had to break the AT&T monopoly. That's why they put one person between us and the AT&T representative. And MCI really did something dramatic. It invented a whole network that had such a different error bit rate that you could actually run the internet. It changed things because AT&T was burdened with a hodgepodge of many old technologies lashed together, and MCI was able to just do brand new stuff. And so back in the 80s, they partnered with a number of universities that had high-speed computers, and they pulled together a data network, and it really was kind of the DoD ARPANET that was the forerunner of the internet. MCI became a very important part of that. So with the freedoms of breaking the monopoly open, we were able to start a number of true innovative, game-changing companies. In 1975, we started the FTD Floral Network. In 76, Airphone, the first air-to-ground telephones. In 89, In-Flight Phone, the first data networks on board aircraft. And in 1995, the first LED lighting company. Now, the FTD Floral Network, if you think about it, tying together 15 million florists that were only using phones, what an incredible feat. There were no computer terminals, so we had to invent and make the first one, tying them together through phone lines and then being able to pass data through them. It doesn't take much of a memory to remember the horrific incident on 9/11/2001, and I'm proud to say that it was through the Airphone that we invented that Todd Beamer was able to call our customer service rep, and she was able to notify the FBI, telling him about what laid ahead so that they could take over the aircraft and keep it from crashing into the Congress. And then when we invented In-Flight Phone, we were putting 386 servers under every single seat, networking them all together. And the shocking thing we found was data services were outstripping voice 5-1. Can you imagine? This is back in the 80s that we found data services were that popular. Now, all these years later, we are involved in the Internet of Things, having a vision for cities that everything can be connected through your lighting. Lighting becomes this incredible network that you can pass data through by putting communication chip protocols right in your drivers. And so you're able to do law enforcement, do fire communications, maintenance, public safety, a whole host of different services that otherwise, each one left to their own, you would never really be able to do it. And you can generate revenue while you're doing that. So one of the things that's exciting is being able to put battery backup at the same time into your lighting so that you can actually do demand response. You can dim down lighting 20%, and the human eye will never see that as long as you do it over a period of 7 minutes. And that's published data from the Rensselaer Institute. And so battery backup is becoming more and more prevalent. When you think about your intelligent street light, having a wireless mesh network that can allow you to do all different types of value-added services, from being able to have your police departments bring up the brightness so that if you're trying to catch the bad guys, you can see them, and being able to network them so you can do live Wi-Fi for cities. You can have everything from methane detection to early earthquake detection to public safety. When you have 10 megabit backhaul channel, you've got a broadband data that can give everything from video surveillance to live streaming of data. Think about this. For every 100,000 streetlights, you can lift 5.4 megawatts off of the grid. So demand response, emergency response, decentralized energy storage, all becomes possible with the internet. And then outdoor lighting, having parking lots, instead of having the lights on when nobody's walking and no cars are driving, dim them down. And then have them get really bright when there's action and you need them. So that really saves money and it keeps it very safe because you can get a lot more brightness when you're not paying for the electricity all the time. With having wireless controls enabling your network of lighting to become your real infrastructure for passing data back and forth, you were able to do everything. Like for schools, you could turn off the lights that are unoccupied by motion sensors. With the solutions for business, you can do a combination of daylight harvesting and motion detecting and really maximizing the efficiency of everything. And especially in hotel rooms, being able to shut off all of the lighting and air conditioning because you know no one's in the room, that's really huge. The demand for data is really growing quickly. And you can see in right now, 2014, by 2017, it's going to be 4 times greater. So we have got to get infrastructure created. When you have infrastructure, you must have the ability over air to do all of the validation and verification, to know what your maintenance and your energy usage is. So cloud-based technology can monitor your light bulbs right down to individual IP addresses for each light socket. And so being able to manage and control that is ensuring that you're really going to know what your savings are at any given time. Putting funding with it. All the things we're talking about, they actually pay for themselves because of the energy efficiency, so it becomes a great platform. But there's easy ways to also do outside private partnerships where you bring in money and other investors pay for it, making it really easy for companies to move forward. Now, the interesting thing about having a wireless network is with the wireless network, infrastructure becomes critical for safety and security. Cybersecurity, oh my gosh. Think about a wireless network operating in a major city. Like, I'm from Chicago. Could you imagine the terrorists coming in and shutting off all of our lighting downtown Chicago? It'd be chaos. And so in July of 1996, President Bill Clinton signed into law a requirement to have a secure encrypted network of anything that's protecting critical infrastructure. And then again on October 8th of 2001, President George Bush, he signed the Executive Order 13228, and that was requiring all of the different infrastructures to be laid out, spelled out, and to require them to have protection. The standards were set by FIPS, and it was mandating a DoD level security, and Department of Homeland has the oversight of that. And then that Executive Order 13636 was signed in February by President Obama. And this is really important because it's so critical to know that you've got a safe and secure network that's controlling our streetlight networks, our networks of lighting inside buildings. And so having this smart city solution that is secure, it is encrypted, it's specifically built from the ground up to address the state-sponsored cyber assault level securities. You've got to compartmentalize your architecture to mitigate the threats of any serious attack. You've got to incorporate all the key aspects of security into your wireless infrastructure to provide complete end-to-end security. And so if you think about it, the lighting infrastructure is already here. It's paid for. That means it's less money to lay in all of these other things that we're talking about. It's like the lighting is funding, the engine is funding all these new things. So lighting is already around us. We use the internet technology to make it do more than just light the dark. Thank you.